Hello everyone, this is KimMeWyatt and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to interview a young man and I want you guys to get prepared for his story. He has gone through a lot, even as starting as a child of approximately 9 years old. And this dude has gone through more than you and I can ever imagine, and most of us are grown. Okay, but before I get started, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and be sure to click that notification bell so that that's you, will be one of the first to get notifications of new vids I post up. Also, scroll down where the text is posted for the video. You will find some terms, T-E-R-M-S. I ask that you look those terms up via a video format platform, and right now, that's YouTube. Also, scroll down where the text is posted for the video. You will find the listing for my skin and hair care line. Order some things, you guys, if you don't know how to order or need some information on ordering, etc., etc. Please get at your girl here and let me know. I don't know. I have no clue that you're trying to order something. Okay? So, when he approached me, and thanks you guys in advance. So, I'm going to introduce you to Trey. Trey is not his real name, okay? He is using an anonymous name because of his life and things that has happened in his life. I asked that you speak up, as I mentioned, because we got music and we got wind going on. So, Trey approached me, and you mind being on the camera? You mind? Oh, you mind? Okay. Hi. We were talking. We just met, you know. and he approached us at the table and said he wanted to ask us a question. And he reported that his age is
19 years old.
19 years old.
I'm 19.
Okay, we never got to that question because once he started telling me his life, I was like, oh, there is absolutely no way I'm not going to interview this person. There's no way. So the first thing we're going to do, I want you to address your question to me. So, okay. And please, when I say loud, speak us literally. Okay.
All right, I got you. So my question was, if you had your mother, your baby, your sister, and your auntie, and you can only save one of their lives, who would you save? So
the question he posed to me is if I had my mother, my baby, my auntie, and my sister.
Your sister.
And I had to choose which one of these people's lives I would save. Which one would I save? Now, what's the situation? You know I'm going to get analytical. What's the situation behind that? Just saving their lives in general, or they were kidnapped, or what's the situation?
They were kidnapped from a bad decision that you made.
Okay.
But the decision was a decision that was to more so save more kind.
Okay, so they were kidnapped because of a bad situation that I made. Okay. And what was the last part of that?
It was to help and better the human nature right now.
So I made a decision that got them kidnapped, but in the end, it was to help and better human nature.
Yes, ma'am.
You are good. I thought I was good. You're good. And their kidnapping is because of me. So it's my job to try to save them now, is what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, sister, daughter, and
auntie.
Auntie would be out.
Okay.
She's out. Mom, sister would be out.
Okay.
So it's between my mother and my daughter. I would say my daughter.
Can I ask why?
I'm going to tell you why I would say my daughter. My mother has lived her life probably. Okay. She's been around. She's had boyfriends, I'm sure. And I mean, I'm speaking on a fictitious mom. She's had children, of course. She's my mother. And she's lived her life. So I would save my daughter's. I mean, we can all die tomorrow, but I would save my daughter's life based on the premise that she has longevity in her life. Is that the answer you was looking for? It doesn't matter.
See, the thing about my questions is no answer is a right or wrong answer. Every answer is your own.
Okay, you said no answer is a right or wrong answer. Every answer is your own.
I could tell you my answer, but my answer could mean nothing to you. Like, my answer would be I would say my baby, simply because...
Was that the same one I chose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was simply because I know the fact of me saving that my child is I'm able to raise them and I let them understand the rights and wrongs and help them, you know, build on to their lives, because it's like they have so much yet to learn, and you could be there to help them learn everything.
Right. And I feel the same way. People take this personal when I say I'm not an animal lover. I'm not. Now let me clarify. I'll take a lion. If a lion came right here, I'll probably jump on his back and try to take it home.
Okay.
But when it comes to dogs, domestic animals, I'm just not into them. And it's based on smell. I'm not down with the smell. I'm sorry. That's just me. But it's also secondarily based on, if I'm going to raise something, I want it to go to college. I want to see where my money's going, not just on dog food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Third reason is because if I were in a nice home or whatever, had a garden, backyard, I want to be able to walk back there without stepping on feces. I love playing like. I want to deal with you and what you got going on.
Yeah.
But I've had people get mad at me because of that. I'm like, really?
I mean, if you have a dog and you walk it, you won't have to worry about that.
Look, baby, we are not going to debate. I'm telling you, I have had some people debating with me. I'm grabbing your hand on that dog thing, and I win every time. I win every time. I'm like, you can say what you want to say. But no. But at the end of the day, end note on that, I don't like to see them abused.
Yeah.
I've cried when I've seen animals that did not have any food, and I've gone and bought them food. It's just in my personal life. No.
The thing about everyone is, everyone has that part in their heart to where you always are going to say no to something. No. But at the end of the day, at the bottom of your heart, even if it's midway, no matter where it's at, you're still gonna have that love and care that you always have.
Compassion.
So, at the end of the day, you're gonna eventually end up doing it, and it's gonna be like, okay, I feel better about that choice.
Oh yeah, I will cry if I see. I've seen dogs that it seemed like they had a nail or something in their paw and they're limping, and I've cried because I'm like, this dog has 4 legs and does not know how to get this out of his or her foot. And I literally cried. But just in my life, no. Okay, so I answered your question. Did I answer it okay?
See, like I told you, every answer is
okay. What would you say if I had said, okay, I would save my mom?
Okay, you said your mom. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason why I wouldn't choose my mom right now is as if the fact of my mother raised me to be great. My mother raised me to be somebody. So your mother will want you to do the same with your child.
Right. So there's a detachment there. You meaning, okay, mom, I got my wings,
and I'm ready
gone.
To fly.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay.
The purpose of this interview with you today, as mentioned earlier, was because we started out with that question. You just approached us, and somehow we got on the subject of your life. And I was like, oh, no. I've got to interview Trey. I want you guys to know at the beginning, Trey is not his real name. He has to remain anonymous because of things that have happened in his life. And I'm going to tell you, Trey, you are, I really have met, I mean, you are, what's your age?
I'm 19 years old.
19, YOA, years of age. You guys, that's a beautiful background with the zebras. I can't hardly show them. But let me tell you something. Go ahead and go into, okay, so you're 5. Let's start at 5. Everything's fine. You were with your mom and dad, right?
No, at this time, when I was 5 years old, I was with my mother only. My father was incarcerated. He got locked up in 2004. He was the number one most wanted person in the United States.
You are joking.
No, his name
Did you guys hear what he said? He said, and I'm going to repeat some of the things he's saying because there is a lot of wind and the music is, even though it's normal, it's they're not used to you doing an interview. So the sound of the so at 5, you knew this. You knew that your father was not one of the most, but the most wanted individual in these here United States.
Yes. In 2004.
In 2004. If you don't mind me asking, for what? And why? Why?
He killed an undercover cop, and he tried to get away with it, but his friends put all the blame out on him. So...
Put all the blame on him?
Yeah.
But okay, he's the one who did it. I mean...
Well, I don't know the full exact story. I just know that's what happened. That's all I was told.
So the basis of that is that he killed an undercover cop, which that's all that...
And he ran through multiple states trying to get away.
Oh, okay. So they put that over drug lords, obviously. Okay, because there's a life involved.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you found that out, did you understand it? You were about 5. Did you? Who told you, first of all?
Well, I didn't learn that until I got arrested. During that
and we'll
time,
talk about his arrest.
During that time, it was just simple. Like my parents and my mother, my grandmother, my cousins, they'd joke around and stuff like that.
And you're listening.
Yeah,
right. Catching on real quick.
Yeah, I'm a listener more than I'm a speaker, you know. But like they were talking about it, and I'm listening it, and I've never seen my father's face. I mean, I've never like.
Until we're gonna talk about until.
His voice until.
We'll talk about that.
But yeah, it's just simple. When I found out, it didn't do anything to me because I never seen him.
So you can't miss what you never had.
I was told from the age of 1 to 2 that he was always with me because that was the time. That was right before my sister was born, but right before he was arrested. But I didn't remember his face. I didn't remember his voice, nothing like that.
So let me ask you something. So we're going to migrate to about 6 or 7. Everything you do now, you know at this point, you know about your dad. You know he's the most wanted man on not on the planet, but in the U.S. You're okay with that because you can't miss what you never had. You know, so to sum that up, you're going into age 6 and 7. Everything you're in elementary, of course. I'm assuming you're in school. When
I was 6, but in between 6 and 7, I had to move from with my mother to my uncle simply because I was noticing like things were crashing around the place, around the household. The lights were going off. It would be times where the lights off, water's off, you know, and then we would have to learn how to live with that. But when my mother told, I eventually ended up moving with my uncle. I really didn't know what was going on at the time. I ended up going to school from home. You know, I barely left the house during that time. I actually didn't leave the house until I turned right before my 8th birthday is when
And this is where we're going to begin. You know, this is where things are like really going crazy. And when he says he does have a sister. Is she still living?
Yes, my sister's alive.
Okay, and your mom, as you mentioned, had to make a decision because it's 2 kids now.
Yeah.
And so it's hard. So she had to, you know, you went with your uncle, and she obviously stayed with your mom.
Yeah.
So you go with your uncle. Initially, everything was cool.
Yeah.
This is pops, basically.
Actually, when I went with my uncle, everything was great. He got me everything I wanted. Like I had all the new clothes, all the new shoes, all the new I had it all. And I wasn't really trying to wonder where the stuff was coming from. At the time, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting new stuff. And it was one day when I was 8, he bought me a toy gun. And
wow.
I remember I painted it black. Because I was just trying to be funny with my uncle.
So so let me repeat that. His uncle bought him a toy gun. He painted it black, and what did you do?
I would play around, walking around the house, and like pretend to shoot people and stuff like that. And most of them didn't notice it. My uncle told me just chill out on that, because he didn't know if it was real or not. Somebody would try to either pull a gun on me. He said you can do it around the house, but don't do that outside or nothing like that.
Right, because they don't know if it's real.
So on my 8th birthday, I got that on my 8th birthday. 3 weeks before I turned 9 years old.
3 weeks before you turned 9.
I got arrested for 3 murders, an attempted murder, and a gang affiliation.
Okay, let me repeat that. This is on your 9th birthday or 3 weeks? You said before your 9th birthday. He got
it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks before his birthday, you guys. Trey, anonymous name, got arrested for 3 murders, 1 attempted murder, and also gang affiliation at the age of
9.
9, y'all. Did y'all hear what I said? 3 attempted murders, 3 murders, 1 attempted murder, and gang affiliation. And this is where it all begins. Like, how did this happen? And also, side note, you guys need to know that even though he was with his uncle, he was around a whole bunch of gang members.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like the whole family on the uncle, where the uncle was, gang members.
Yeah.
So you basically got pushed off into becoming a gang member at that age.
Yeah. Now
and you had to show and prove, right?
Yeah. That's why when I got arrested, I was considered blood affiliated. That's why I'm a blood now.
Okay. So when he got arrested, you guys would repeat, because it's hard. I know it's hard for you guys to hear. He when he got arrested, they put the gang stamp on you, meaning you were blood affiliated, like the Bloods, the Crips, you know, you were blood affiliated.
Yeah.
Now, were you scared at this time? Or this is 3 or 9, so you just, as a kid, you're like, okay, this is normal. This is it never crossed your mind.
So in all honesty, you know, as a kid, parents would play with children, and when you hear sirens, you know how they're like, oh, they coming to get you, oh, they coming to get you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, when it all happened and the police got there, they actually came to get me, and it terrified me. I cried for about, I want to say like 7 hours.
Oh, I believe it.
They didn't talk to me for about 7 hours. I'm crying. They flew my mother out there.
They put your mother out there.
All my
You said something about your mother?
They flew my mother to New York. They flew her out there.
Well, they flew her out there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I do apologize. I want to make sure that everybody hears what you're saying, so I may repeat some of the stuff you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
But, yeah, they flew my mom to New York. In New York, the laws in New York are very strict. See, I got the bad thing about me getting arrested is during that time is that's when they were giving, it was all the way around the news talking about how big old mob bosses and crime bosses in like different areas like that were sending kids to do their dirty work.
I was gonna ask you, this was not something you planned, but because of your age, he's not gonna get arrested, so, that kind of stuff.
The thing is, when that came out, I'm the reason why that was out like that. I'm one of the biggest reasons why that was out.
Why that was out? You yourself.
Yes.
This is absolutely amazing. Now, you're 9. You have been basically initiated in a gang. You're not scared because this is family. This is the norm.
Well, I'm not gonna say when I was a juvie from the age of 9 to 15. During that time, it was like more so I had to defend myself. I knew nobody. I mainly stuck by myself and just defended myself throughout that time. I learned a lot. I grew a lot from that. Now it's like very hard for people to mess with me. But that's simply because I had to learn how to defend myself from getting jumped and.
But see, we're gonna go back to 9. But at the age of 9, when you got placed in the home with your uncle.
Oh, I was perfectly fine.
Exactly. This is norm for you.
The thing about it is, when I moved there, when I was sent there, I didn't see anything. So it's like, if you don't see nothing that's out of the ordinary or suspicious, you ain't gonna worry about it.
You're not gonna worry about it. Okay, and we are gonna go into how did you go from that to, and you murdering these 3 people, and what was the cause of the whole freaking thing. Okay, so everything's fine as far as your eyes. You're getting fed, you got a roof over your head, your uncle's buying you bad stuff. Okay, so it's just like, man, this is great. I mean, we were struggling at home. How did it go from that, and what happened? You knew you were gang affiliated.
Well, I didn't know at the time.
But I'm saying you knew they were, you said you knew they were
I didn't
blood.
know that.
Oh, you didn't even know that, okay.
It literally took me going to jail to figure that out.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes.
So you just knew they were doing some stuff, but you didn't know about the affiliation.
Yes.
So who approached you? You were sitting on the bed or something. Who approached you how did it happen?
How did I find out?
No, I mean, not the affiliation. What happened how did these 3 people get killed? I mean, what happened?
So you know how early I told you my uncle bought me a toy gun? I painted it black.
Okay, you painted it black.
The gun was the same shape as a real gun.
No.
So I picked up a real gun thinking it was my toy. And like my uncle told me to watch out for, I did that.
So
simply because the gun made sounds. And I'm not gonna pay attention to whether or not the sounds are real or not. Like,
Because you're a kid, right, right.
Oh my God, that was cool.
Now, did you notice? Now, I know these guns are fake, you know, the one that you had, but did you notice the sound being a little louder, or?
See, the thing is, it's a lot that I can't say.
Okay, no, don't, and please don't.
Yeah, so it's like the gun wasn't louder because of the settlement, the way the gun was.
Let me ask you something. So this was not someone saying, "Say, man, you know, I'm cuz, you know, we're cousins. Go kill. I need you to go." So this was really an accident.
It was
totally
accident.
complete accident.
Oh
my God, you're gonna make me cry. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've been fighting this for the last 10 years, honestly.
Oh my God.
So,
is your uncle still alive?
Oh yeah, I talk to him every day.
Every day. And I'm asking you a couple of questions, and I'm not trying to cut you off because we're not only pressed for time, we're pressed for time on here, but I can interview you all night. But this is just the time on the cell phone.
I understand.
Let me ask you something. So who were these people? What were they doing at the time that you? So you're a kid. You're like, pow, 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 you're just playing with them.
So the first
and first question, how did you get the real gun? And do you feel like it was a setup?
How did I get
that's
the
a
real
good question.
gun?
Yeah.
The real gun was sitting on the counter in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. You didn't notice that it wasn't yours? Or?
Normally when I do, like when I had my toy gun,
yeah,
I was sitting on the counter in the kitchen.
Let me ask you something before we talk about who these people were. Did it seem like a setup to you at some point?
No, the thing about it was, how do I put this? I can forget stuff because I think about stuff so much. I think about so much. I've been doing it for a long time.
He's an empath, by the way. One of those terms I asked you guys to look up.
It's like when I think about stuff and then I go back and I start trying to think about it again, it's hard for me to recollect,
right?
Think about, unless I'm already thinking about it. That's the only reason I can really like talk to you about this.
Okay.
So with the whole scenery of everything, where the gun was at is not where I put my toy gun. My toy gun was in the room. I found that out after everything.
Because you're a kid. I mean, you're a kid.
My uncle, he said once I left, he went in my room to see what I was looking for, and he found my gun, and he noticed, like, he sat the guns right next to each other.
Oh, Lord.
This is when I was still there. I was sitting in the front, and the gun that they
wait, speak up. You were sitting in the front.
I was sitting in the front of the house in the cop car. My uncle was talking to them, and I think the neighbor was talking to them because he was telling them about the gunshots. My uncle had the gun, and he had put it next to my toy gun
to show them the similarity.
Yes, they look very just alike. The only difference between my toy gun and the real gun is the safety on the toy gun was like a fake.
Which you wouldn't even notice that as a kid. Let me ask you something. The heaviness of the gun. Did you, in hindsight, did you notice the difference between that plastic in hindsight?
See, people swear up and down that the weight of guns and some toy guns are different. No.
You did not know there was no weight difference.
I had a big machine,
honey, oh my God,
in it that gave the gun extra weight.
This is one of those real.
So it weighed the same. I really didn't feel the difference because of how similar the weight was. So
you're a kid, you're running around, you see your gun, just like someone would see their Tonka toy. They weren't even looking for it, but they see it, and like, oh, I'm just gonna grab it and go pretend like I'm just gonna. That's what it was. That's what happened.
Yes.
Who were these people? Oh my God!
It wasn't nobody in my family. It was like all of my uncles. It's like not all of his friends, but some of his friends that lived with him at the time.
At the time, some of these people who lived with his uncle at the time. You guys. Oh God! When they fell, did you think they were just playing?
So the thing is, the first person was already laying down in bed.
Oh God! Okay, here comes the second one.
The second two were sitting on the couch, and after I shot, boom, I just ran to my uncle's room. I really wasn't paying attention. I was like, bang,
literally being a kid.
Yes.
Honey, I don't. and you have to follow the law. I mean, it's like, okay, you're gonna have to do some time.
Yeah. So in all honesty, when I got up there, when I was talking to my mother in the interrogation room, she was like, "There's really nothing we can do right now. We have to get more," because there were security cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It was like I pretty much seen what I did and everything.
So with the security camera, this person's sleeping. There's a security camera in the room where they're asleep, or
the whole house has security.
The whole house. Well, like anyone else would have in their home.
No, it's okay. So what they consider down here, what people consider down here is a dope house. I consider it the house because it was normal. I lived.
It was your okay. But it was a okay.
Yeah.
So let me clarify something, you guys. Although he was living with his uncle and all this was a total accident, the house for him was a dope house, but for him it was just home. 9-year-old kid just home. Oh, my uncle, I don't know what he's doing. You know, he keeps giving drugs to somebody or whatever. I don't know. You guys, I mean, my heart goes out to you. Now, fast forward. How much time did you do?
In juvie, I did 6 years. In New York, you're considered an adult at 15. So.
Oh God, stop.
I had got transferred from here to Dallas. I went to juvie in Dallas, but I had my law standpoint from New York. New York gave me 6 years in juvie. I had, I want to say 34 years penitentiary time.
Which you would have done,
yes.
But what saved you was your age.
The only reason that I actually got out and only did 10 was because the probation officer that I have now, the parole officer that I have now, had to talk to them about me not understanding the situation and me not knowing what was going on. I've had so much time to improve, learn how to go through life, so why not give me the opportunity
to go through life?
Go through life. Yeah, that's why.
Oh God.
I have until the end of the year to make for them. They giving me to the end of this year to show that I'm able to be sustainable in life. I've already got my birth certificate and Social Security while I've been out.
Amen.
And I'm just.
When did you get out? When did you get out?
I got out on December 22nd
of
last year,
which would be 2021. Okay, now, and young man, and he's 19. You guys, my heart goes out to you. Because I can only imagine being interrogated like that. What you like your home? This is my home. Now,
people always like when I tell people my story, they say that and stuff like that. But you gotta one thing you gotta understand and realize is the only way that I got interrogated is when there was only something that I had to know. Most of the interrogation was between my lawyer and the cop that was there and was talking to me about it because I'm not really in tune with the law like that. And my lawyer was not trying to let them just downfall me and do that like that. So she was mostly defending me during that time.
Okay, so wasn't family members, but let me ask you, what was going on with you during that? Because some of these kids knew what they were doing during with you, and did you have to fight anyone? Did you go through anything, any kind of altercations with other children who were really that bad child?
When I was in jail?
Yeah. Or juvie?
In juvie, yes. That's why I learned how to defend myself. In juvie, one thing I will say, people say that jail is like real hard. Juvie is one of the grimiest places in the world because you can fight in there and get away with it. There's no
even if you're the innocent one, yeah. I mean, the bad one can like do something to you because they're a kid, thing, and they can get away with it. So you are kidding.
I learned. That's why I learned how to defend myself. I mean, it got to a point, me being in there, that I was in there for so long that the people that was in there just knew me. They was like, "Oh, don't mess with him.
Don't mess with him." Was it based on because you're a good person, or based on because don't mess with him because he's gonna get you?
It was based off of the amount of respect that I earned from defending myself.
Good.
I'll say that.
Okay, so fast forward. When did you got out? Would you say last year, or you better yet, you have until when to prove that the end of this year?
I have until the end of this year.
And is it going to get expunged off your record?
Right now, the only thing it really is just to see how I would do in the real world.
Okay.
If I do as good as it should be proclaimed to be,
right?
The amount of terrible things that have happened to me, I will get my record expunged.
Wonderful.
if it's like, if it seemed that I've been slacking.
Oh, we're not gonna even talk about it, because you know that's not gonna happen. And the reason why that's not gonna happen is because you have a book coming out.
Oh yes, the $1 Million Question is coming out on December 1st.
Okay, once again, say that all loud, baby. It's critical.
My book's coming out on December 1st of this year,
which is 22.
Called December 1st of 2022. It's gonna be called the $1 Million Question. It's gonna be about all the questions that you should have been asked as a kid.
So let me repeat that, Trey. Now let me ask you something, Trey. Well, I guess given the title, they will eventually know your name. Are you going to eventually, because people are going to interview you, besides myself, or you have to eventually show who you are. Why are you not showing who you are? Is it because of the gang affiliation or what?
I'm simply not trying to show who I am right now because I'm really new to Dallas. I'm not really from here. I don't really know that much, and I don't really know what people are thinking.
Thank you. Now you
smart.
I
talk to people simply to see how their reaction would be, and if I get a negative vibe from you, or if I get like some type of like you're trying to be aggressive to me, I just try to avoid it at all times. You back up.
So this is just this face covering, even though COVID and all that's around, it has absolutely nothing to do with you trying to. Okay, okay, that's good.
Oh, not at all. I have my COVID shots. I'm not worried about people.
No. I'm sorry, baby. This has nothing to do with the gang. Like, oh my God, they're gonna come get me. It really is from you. Like, okay, I got a shield up right now. I want to make sure that when I'm talking to these people, I want to make sure. Okay, that's
the main reason
stay like that.
This is because I sustain myself by being distinctive and camouflaging in the world.
But eventually, when you get the money, because it's coming, when you get what you get, you're gonna eventually reveal who you are.
I'm gonna eventually show who I am and talk about.
I am so proud of you.
Public.
So one more time, I'm gonna repeat this. It's called his book, Trey, and it's gonna reveal your name. So that's not an issue, like you said. Okay, Trey Anonymous right now, but his book is called The $1 Million Question. And it is based on
the questions that you should have been asked as a child that you didn't ask, that you weren't asked by your parents, because some parents are raising their children too fast.
Yeah.
And I just want parents to understand that even though raising your children slowly is a harder task to do, there's a greater outcome to what you do when you do it that way. Raising your children fast don't do nothing but end them up in jail, dead, or somewhere stranded on the street somewhere.
So what he's saying is raising your children fast doesn't do anything. It actually hinders your children as opposed to helping them, because they're only going to end up in jail. Now let me ask you a clarification of fast and slow. What do you mean? What's the difference for you between raising a child slow and raising a child fast?
Okay, so the difference between raising a child slow and fast, the reason why I say slowing down on raising your children is because simply, like, say if you have a little girl.
Okay. If
you look around, there's girls that 16, 15, 14, like, and below, that are wearing these short attire stuff, and it's just disrespectful to our ancestors and stuff like that. They did too much.
Wow, that is so true.
Simply to be free, like, we're doing this and we're just trying to show that and stuff like that. I'm seeing people, my black people out here trying to sell themselves to make money. I mean, there's honest ways of doing that.
Yeah.
I've seen
just to get a bag of weed, they'll do anything.
A friend of mine just told me that I want to say a 13-year-old girl was trying to talk to a 22-year-old, telling the man that she's 22, and how they're just trying to do all of this so fast.
extra.
And I just want them to understand that, like, just because you're having a baby and you may not be ready, raising your child right is the only way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna try to show momentary love does not do nothing but break people faster.
Let me ask you something else. If I were to ask you, give me 5 things, 5 tips, 5 suggestions that you would give well, not a new parent, but let's say the child is 5, like you were when everything was going really great. What would be 5 things that, and you can write them down, and while I'm talking, if you want to, because that's a lot. I mean, maybe you can do it. So he's gonna write down right now 5 things, 5 suggestions.
I can
5.
Say,
you can say them. You can remember.
I can say them.
Okay, he said, he's bad. He's bad, bad. Okay, first thing.
First thing I would say.
You would tell a parent.
The first thing I would tell a parent is take your time. 5 is an early stage to where they're learning, and they're only going to listen to you when they know and understand that you're only going to be truthful to them. The best way of raising a child is the truth and the honest truth. When I was younger, my mother used to always say the truth will set you free and a lie will put you in a bad place. That's why I do not try to lie.
So say that a little louder. The truth, your mother told you the truth will set you free and what?
A lie will put you in a bad place.
A lie will put you in a bad place. Yes, it will.
Yeah, like that's just the first thing. Just take your time.
This is number 2.
Just be honest with them. Number 2.
Oh, this is number 2. I'm sorry.
Number 2, I would say just spend time with your kids. I mean, there's a lot of kids nowadays that's getting bullied and stuff like that, and without you spending time with them, they ain't gonna do nothing but lead them down into a depressed and like sorrowing situation.
Okay.
Number 3, talking to your kids is the best way to understand how they truly feel. Yes, you were raised a different way, you had a different way growing up, but talking to your kids is the one way I can tell you that'll open your eyes to how your kids will truly feel.
Okay.
Number 4, just be there. I mean, if you
supportive.
Come to one game, I bet you your child will remember that more than you coming to every game.
I just had to tell someone that.
I see my parent every game. Where your parent at? That's what kids do nowadays, and it's honestly very sad. And the last thing I gotta say, just show real love. Like,
what do you call real love? Like,
if your child, if your heart of hearts tell you that your child is not feeling good or something's not right with your child's energy is off, or your child something's not sparking the same way it used to.
Something's wrong.
Just sit there and talk to them, because showing what's wrong, showing them that you're there for them and sympathy is the only way that a parent and a child can have a true connection. A true connection is what helps people grow to be great people. Great people
Amen.
come from great connections, and great connections make a great world. That's why.
Wait, okay, back up, partner, back up. What did you say that again? Now people need to hear. Great connection. Say it out.
With parents and their children, talking to your children builds a connection.
There's a connection.
A great connection with your children builds momentum for your child to have a great connection with other people, which in turn makes people have great connections with each other, which makes the world have a great connection, which makes the world better. So, connections plus connections equal
great connections.
Great connections.
Like
great
we have. Like
equal
we have.
Positivity. That's what I'm looking for. Like,
oh my God. And now at 19, and we're about to sum this up. At 19, you have a baby on the way.
Yes.
Congratulations. And you as you told me, you're ready for this, even though you're 19, because your childhood was taken away basically. So you manned up at a very young age. So you're totally prepared, unlike somebody that may have been out here and didn't even go to jail. You hear me? And they're just not even ready. You ready because you had to man up at a young age.
See, my reasoning for being ready is different from everybody else's reasoning. See, everybody else saying that they want kids simply because they want somebody to love, and if they have a little one, they can take pictures with them. Oh my God, I got a baby. Wow.
Right.
See, my reasoning is I want my child, when I raise my child up from baby to adult, no matter what age, I'ma always let my child know I love them, because love is strong as hell. I'm sorry if I'm cussing, but
no,
love
that's okay.
is strong as hell.
Oh baby, I'll throw one out in the water every blue moon.
If you, I tell people so much love is in the air, because this world now, if we would have had this world now, back then, people nowadays would not be the same. It would be so much more open. Like, if you see, just if whoever's watching this, if you see a couple and you see that they're smiling, and you just think about like, dang, I want to be that happy. Have you ever thought about you showing off a happy energy is the reason why the love comes to you?
Wow.
I have so much energy because simply I love everyone. God put us all on this earth. If y'all believe in God, I'm a strong believer, but I'm not going to just hard say I'm a Christian. God put us on this earth to love one another. We are all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. That's why I hate like how white people and other race of people just try to segregate each other while we're still trying to all be cool. It's not like that. God made all of us. So why can't we all just come together and be one like we should be?
Like we're supposed to be, regardless of skin color.
Exactly. I tell people this all the time. I don't see color. I see how you are. I see personality.
Your character.
I see how you carry yourself. One conversation with me might not change your day, might not change your life, but at least I'm gonna put a smile on your face for that 1 second. Because I was always told, just asking a person once a day how you feel, how your day going, this might brighten it up a little bit. It might not do a lot, but it'll do a little bit. Okay. That's why I love talking to people.
Well, let me ask you something. What was the reason for the question? What was the reason for the question that you posed to me? And see, not paying attention. He said amen to everything. So what was tell him your name again? Felice? Okay.
Oh, it's on my phone. Go ahead.
So what made you approach what makes you approach anyone with that question? It has something to do with your childhood?
Well, it has nothing to do with me in general. The reason why I approached y'all with that question is because simply people don't understand care until you put someone that you truly love on the line.
So what he said, the reason why he posed that question, and we're not the only ones you ever asked the question. The reason why he poses this question to people is because people you really don't understand their motive until you give them, you see all these people in their life, and we all have those people in our lives or had them. And you're gonna say, okay, who did you really care for? Or who do you really, really care for?
Exactly.
And that's interesting. I've never had anyone do that.
Yeah, honestly, that question is going to be one of the questions that's in my book.
It is one of the questions in your book.
Yes,
one more time, we're going to talk about your book, the million dollar question. And Trey is not his real name, but he's going to take this off eventually, reveal himself, and I hope I can help you with whatever you're trying to do.
Honestly,
okay.
In all honesty, the week before my book release, I'm gonna leave you with my phone number.
We're gonna do all
I'm
that.
gonna give you a full interview with my book.
I would love a follow-up interview. You guys heard that? I'm gonna have look at this. I'm gonna have a follow-up interview with this young man and Virgo. He's a Virgo. And Virgos are go-getters. That's what is this guy's name? I cannot, and I love him. Okay, but my power is about to go low, and I don't want this to stop. Are you on social media?
Actually, not right now. Not right now.
And for you, that's probably a good thing for you right now.
I'm not on social media simply because I'm trying to focus on my book. I know if I get on social media, my attention is gonna be drawn to that.
Wow, smart.
And I want to put myself, all my focus into my book right now.
Okay. So, I am so proud of you. And your book is coming out one more time.
December 1st of 2022.
And where can people buy your book?
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Nobles.
I'm gonna have a few copies in the Dallas Library.
Okay, a few copies in the Dallas Public Library. Which is that downtown Dallas or?
The Dallas Library right here on Young Street.
Okay, the Dallas Library on Young Street and the downtown Dallas Library on Young Street. And you're also they can go to Barnes and Nobles. What about Amazon, or is that it? Or that maybe in the future?
I'm making actually a future more recent product. I'm in the process of making an ebook.
Okay, but that's coming. It's in the future.
Yeah, that's in the future.
I am
haven't
so.
really talked about that yet, so
that's okay. We got to keep it moving. Okay, so can I shake your hand? Thank you. I am so proud of you, and I am so glad to meet you, and I am so honored and was honored to do this video, okay, of you. I wish you the best, and I am so sorry that the things that you went through, because I didn't ask him, you guys, I gotta sum this up. I did not ask him why he actually went. I just thought, we assume that, he was 9 and he just went and killed. No! See how you got to talk to people? It was an accident, total accident. Okay? And, you just keep doing what you're doing. You got a long life. I pray that you have a long life to live.
I'm just happy to be out here and talking to people and stuff like that. I mean, if I had the opportunity to do this years ago, I promise you, everybody would know my face because my book would already be out. Simply because ever since I got out, I had a book already written while I was incarcerated. It was called Who's Who.
Okay, so when you were incarcerated, you had a book too. It was called Who's Who.
Exactly.
And what happened with that briefly? Because we got to sum it up.
I lost it. I didn't take anything with it.
Do you know I had so many people say they had so much music? They had written so much music in prison. You're the first one that said you lost it. Most people tell me they're just, the people literally are that mean and they throw their stuff away.
I'm a very clumsy person, and it was a 500-page book. I've been writing this for
Oh,
like 3 years.
you had been writing it while you were incarcerated for 3 years.
Yeah, it was a great book at the well, for what it was based off of, but it was just like not something that I was willing to have put out in the world. So it was like I would let people read it, and then I ended up eventually forgetting about it, and I was like,
oh wow. Well, honey, I am so proud of you. I'm trying to. I cannot remember his. We were talking about Virgo. The one that. Why is it when you interviewing someone you just go blank? But if you weren't interviewing someone, you'd be like, oh, that's what is his name that does that was dressing up as a female? What is his name? You probably don't. You didn't get a chance to see. What is his name that dresses up as a female? Black dude. Yeah. I know. Everybody's like, it's right there. It's like right there. Okay. Oh my God. Any other time? Oh boy. But he's a Virgo as well. He's a writer and no, not RuPaul. This is he just does this in his skits. But anyway, it's gonna come. As soon as I press stop, it's gonna come to me. And I love it. I adore this dude. But I was mentioning him because he's a Virgo as well. So just as an inspirational thing right there. So anything else you want to say?
Anything else I want to say? Love everyone.
Love everyone.
To the world.
Bring peace to the world.
The world will be better.
All right, this is KimMeWyatt. I am leaving. I am gone. We are gone. Thank you so much, honey. I wish you the best. I gotta say, hasta la vista, buenas tardes, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao bella, ciao bello. Smooches gotta go. Bye. And you guys, be positive like he was basically saying, and support people. All right, gotta go. Bye. Okay, there you go.